Hi, my name is Mike Rusk from Ohio Basement Systems, and today we're going to talk about a foundation structural problem, a bowing basement wall, which is fairly common in Northeast Ohio. We're going to talk a little bit about what we're doing here to try to repair this wall. But before we get into the actual product itself, I want to talk a little bit about what caused the problem to begin with. So in Northeast Ohio, we have soil outside of these walls that this house was built into that's primarily clay. And when we get a lot of heavy rain, that clay will absorb the water and that clay will expand. So it'll put thousands of pounds of pressure up against this wall, pushing the wall in. And generally speaking, you'll notice the bowing somewhere about the middle of the wall, the crack and the bowing. And that's generally because the foundation wall is tied in at the top and also tied in down at the bottom. So this is the weakest point. So as that soil expands and starts to push against the wall will start to bend inward, and you'll notice a crack opening up along horizontally, again, somewhere about the middle of the wall. In this particular case, it appears as though the homeowner had attempted to fill the crack. And the reason filling these cracks doesn't really work is because as the soil dries out, there's contraction. So the wall will tend to move just slightly inward, then back outward when it gets wet. And so that movement in and out will just cause anything that you put in here to just crack and basically just come back out of that crack. Plus, anything you fill this with does not allow the wall to be moved back when it can be, the soil conditions allow for that to happen. So there are many different options available to try to keep this wall from coming in. The option that we chose here today is called Powerbrace. So this is a very heavy-duty I-beam that is bolted down into the footing down at the bottom. And at the top, it's bolted to a cross brace that fits between the floor joists. And this is completely unique to Ohio Basement Systems. We engineered this and we patented this, and you can only find this from one of our locations here in Northeast Ohio. And so what this basically does is it takes the weight of the wall and it keeps the pressure going in the opposite direction. The brace up above allows the pressure to be spread throughout the first floor. So rather than just on one joist, which can cause some bending there and can create some additional problems. So this was engineered specifically for basements and specifically for this type of foundation. The good thing about the Powerbrace is that it's adjustable, which means that as the soil conditions begin to dry out and there's not as much pressure on this wall, we can tighten these down all the way up and down the wall, and we can continue to do that. So once we tighten it down, the wall will no longer move inward. And then we can come back and tighten it some more and continue to do that over time, and we can actually get the wall to straighten itself back up. And then once that happens, they're tightened for their final time, and we won't get any more movement inward. Now in this particular home, we're doing something a little bit more than just the power braces, and the reason for that is that this is a pretty bad bow right here. It's gotten to a point where the wall has moved inward probably 3 inches or so, which is quite a bit. So on this wall, we're also digging out that clay on the outside. So we're removing the clay and we're going to seal the wall, and we're going to backfill with gravel so that we can take some of the pressure off from the outside. Once that's opened out there, we can then tighten the braces and get more of an immediate movement inward. And so we'll see how much movement we can get. You can see this problem has been here for a long time. So we'll get as much movement as we can with the wall dug out. Once we got that movement, we'll tighten everything down and then backfill the outside. And then again, we can return over time and continue to tighten this up. So if you have a basement and you notice a horizontal crack, even if it's just a fracture going along the basement in this area right here, or down low or even up high, just depending on how the wall was tied in, call us right away, because the sooner we get out and look at it, the less expensive the project's going to be. The less amount of product, the less amount of labor, and we can actually take a wall that might have just begun to fracture and literally keep it from bowing in to begin with. So again, there's a number of ways that we can do that. So you see a crack or a bow in the wall, give us a call. We can't allow this thing to continue to bow in, because it's only a matter of time before the wall just falls down, and we don't want that. So go to ohiobasementsystems.com and check out our website. Look under structural foundation problems. You'll find the Powerbrace in there. You can read all about it and take a look at some of our videos. And if you'd like us to come out and take a look at it and give you an estimate on what it would cost to repair, give us a call, or again, ohiobasementsystems.com.